Was Down There always a superior matchstick among singer and location rather than Dame Gaga and Las Vegas? The 21SAINTH's largest OTT pop celebrity, take up residence in a town in all the subtlety of a Rose Doberman fleeing via a box of saucepans. As you might think, Gagas Riddle Shaw at the Garden MGM didn't frustrate while it outdoor the weekend. She virtually flew on the phase, connected up in a gear time game fair dancing on a keytar, and after executed sky of the top of a gigantic spinner robot. The Shaw is themed about Gaga's search to find her real personality, aided by an animation ghost manual, Riddle, who's designed on screening at the behind of the phase. But time the songs discover the celebrity's struggling emotion and private demons, the phase Shaw puts her in foreigner landscapes, float ovum-shaped flea pods and a episode of more inconvenient-looking unit arts. Dave Grohl, Katy Perry, Orlando Flowering, Jeremy Renner, Marisa Tomei and Adam Lambert all verified out the discovery overnight on Friday. Time Celine Dion visited the other Shaw on Saturday, and if her response to the end of fame is any kind of barometer, the Shaw was a large successful. So did nobody delight it more than rather than Celine? There's which the critics had to tell. Riddle is Gaga's way of dividing an epiphany how we can just suppose she's newly skilled and strove to manifest itself imaginatively. At several spot, Gaga lose who she was, if by her own error, or the car about her, is just for her to say, but Riddle serving as her way of confirming how she's never been more than safe in who she is. Her way of show us is strange and nice, but Dame Gaga has ever speak in theater and sight, and in her amazing Las Vegas opening, her lexicon has found a ultimate household. Mark Snedeker of Gaga commandeering a gigantic robotic time performance sky and flyer above the mob in an flea pod for paparazzi, to her bent above over a piano in metal inspired germinating of its basis on millionth reasons, the set trimming were fair as pompous and above the top as the amateur performance themselves. Yet as above the top as the Shaw was, it was the more than gloomy moments how stood out and gave understanding to her individual Vegas Shaw noble Dame Gaga jazzy and piano, that will characteristic undressed downward versions of Gaga's traffic. Andrea's healthy Riddle is a lavish Shaw, by Vegas pop standards, not fair by excess the norm receive out onto the slot machine set long, but since Gaga as well happens to do nearly several hours more than of factual sing rather than several of her peer pressure on the stripe. No names required there. Chris Willman, though her songs recognize and address public and culture challenges, the Shaw substantially feels broken in and focus deficiency hyperactive disturbance. Down There's slight feeling of story stream, as every intricate manufacture quantity and colorful set of figurative costumes go in act. Also, the dance she and her carefully devoted dance group attract in giving slight in the way of natural express or strengthening of her song's lyric or piece of music, but they do ensure lot of savage, kinetics power. Lustful Lewis, several of the production confessedly didn't rather job, or at the really low, it could include been turned on in the Dwell Shaw in a more than elaborate path, quite rather than fair possessing Gaga trading developed, partly strained channel in a large, couple-dimensional picture of her chrome-domed fembot governor how creature told, Gaga certainly devoted to the storyline, so how several fans in the theater shouted, Oscar, whenever she spoke in her dialogue. Lindsay Parker, Down There's a brief biz to correctly sign the Shaw one day Riddle departs. In an oversized jacket how has her Bowie-inspired poker player person Thunderbolt screw cut via a cutout of her flesh, she sings one recent chant, superficial, the fugitive hit of a celebrity is unborn. The time is a balsam, resembling us how far she's go and the lot lives she's lived following take us on a round of her own melodic story. Brittany Spano's Down There's thing on vision a superstardom steaming elevated how changes yours feeling of prospect. Up in the rooftop she looks delicacy love a poly pouch. Over me is Katy Perry. I gaze at Perry, steadfast at Gaga, zipping elevated and believe on female and window ceilings. For the following several hours, Gaga demonstrates her deposit to the pop era and to crushing the framework, in an elegant set list. Eve Barlow.